Hoping it's good. Normally, it's become a habit these days that I start, with giving an update about how my day went. My day went quite well. Actually, in our apartments, visitors are allowed today. So one of my aunt came and we spent a lot of time chit-chatting, playing cards, and sometime getting together. I had a lot of preparation to do. So it went quite well, and tomorrow, looking forward for some shopping and stuff like that. So I have my agenda planned for tomorrow as well. So and also there were a couple of news on the coronavirus vaccine and the medicines they're trying to test, and because of which the US markets have gone up. And I'm assuming today's India's market also went up because of the same reason, but it didn't really skyrocket because that's not a confirmed news per se. So that is what happened today. So had a great day. I'm hoping that each one of you also had a good day. So what we're going to do today is talk about a case study which is regarding to knowledge management. What is knowledge management? Why is it important? How do organizations manage their knowledge? And why is it important? I'll just give you an example. There are 100 people working in an organization. Let's say 20 of them are about to get retired. In case if they get retired, what happens to all the knowledge that they have? How can their knowledge be transferred to somebody else? How can the work that these 20 people are doing can continue and can be carried forward? Those are questions that will run in everybody's mind, and it's not a very easy job. It is not very easy to curtail. It's not very easy to manage. So that is why they do something called as a knowledge management. I'm going to today do a little different thing, which is what I'm going to do is have two different case studies which can explain the situation on knowledge management quite differently. Both are different situations, so the knowledge management is going to be dealt differently. So be ready for two case studies today on the similar topic, which is knowledge management. All right. Let me check if perfect. All's good. So let's get started. I'm going to read out the case study 1. In company X, well, this is one of the companies where I worked, and this is a real-time story that I know of. Swajay, hello. A very good evening, Swajay. So, Swajay, we are talking about knowledge management today, and this is the case study, and this is a case study which is real-time, something that I know of. In company X, of course, I'm not revealing the name of the company. There were 10 new human resource members. There were more human resource members. 10 of them were very new. There were several policies. Now, you know what? In a company, there are multiple policies. If I can just give you a number, roughly around 30 different policies were in existence. And they were all in-depth policies, very, very detailed. Their interpretation of the policy was unclear. All right. So, uh, basically, the policy says, say, for example, you'll get paid for all the days that you work. But is it for 26 days, or is it for 31 days, or is it for 29 days, 30 days? So those are questions that are very ambiguous. People are not very aware of it. And there are 10 new human resource people also, and they are also not aware of it. Even the existing employees have a lot of questions around that. Their interpretation of the policy was unclear, and thereby the interpretation by each one was very different. Now a human resource team cannot be unsure of a policy. The finance, payroll, and the HR team is also having difference in understanding of the policy. When the HR explain the policies to the employees, employees have query on the policies. When HRs explain, each one will give different explanation. And what the employees do is listen to 2-3 people and take the meaning which is suitable for them, whichever is advantageous to them. And they can always say, this person said this. So that was happening, and thereby there was no consistency. There was a new HR head who was hired. What are the things that she needs to do in order to bring house in order to get everything in place is the question. मैं एक और बार केस स्टडी को सम अप करता हूँ. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, वहाँ पे 10 न्यू ह्यूमन रिसोर्स टीम मेंबर्स हैं. पॉलिसीज बहुत सारा है और इन डेप्थ है. इसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है. न्यू ह्यूमन रिसोर्स टीम, नॉट ओनली ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज टीम, वहाँ पे फिनेंस टीम, पेरोल टीम, एचआर टीम, सभी को बहुत सारा कंफ्यूजन है कैसे ये पॉलिसी को इंटरप्रेट करना है. एम्प्लॉयज़ को भी क्लैरिटी नहीं है. कौन देता है क्लैरिटी? ह्यूमन रिसोर्स देता है. जब देते हैं 2-3 एम्प्लॉयज जाते हैं, 3 ह्यूमन रिसोर्स के पास जाते हैं, they'll listen to their version, लेकिन all the 3 different version देते हैं, and the employees will take the version which is more suitable for them. So consistency नहीं है, यही इस केस स्टडी का इश्यू है. न्यू HR हेड अपॉइंट होते हैं, इससे HR हेड को ये ठीक करवाना है, लेकिन कैसे करेंगे? That's the question for all of you guys. So think for a couple of minutes. Let me know what are all the thoughts that comes to your mind, which the HR personnel should be doing in order to bring things into perspective. So I'll give you 2 minutes to think on these lines. Your time starts now. One more minute. Think through what this person did was very methodical, very interesting. तो solution मैं अभी दूंगा, but think through. आप लोगों का जवाब have a clarity as to क्या कर सकता है ऐसे स्थिति में. Okay, if you know of any, if you have any thoughts, any answers to this, please do put it up on the chat. Last 30 seconds. Okay. All right, let's get started. So क्या करता है ये individual? This is all about knowledge management. So पहले the HR head understood the policy. जो HR head आता है, they should just not start implementing the policies. It's so important for them to understand the policy firstly. So this HR head did not instantly start taking decisions. Waited for a while and was sure about what the policies are, and then started taking action. So roughly around 3 to 4 months, this HR individual stood, stayed put without making a decision, took time to understand the policies. दूसरा चीज, got finance payroll into a meet and cleared all the doubts. It's very important for the finance, payroll and the HR to be on the same page. Got the finance head, got the payroll head, and the HR head. All the 3 of them sorted all the queries. उसके बाद क्या किया उन्होंने? She created a frequently asked questions. जो questions उसके मन में था वो डाल दिया, finance और payroll के सामने रखे. They came up with the answers. वो FAQ का एक booklet बना दिया, list of queries and answers, and called it as, the name of the booklet is let's be on the same page करके एक booklet बना दिया. Alright, so अभी तक she's created it, and the booklet किसी के पास नहीं है. Okay, Swajay, you says research, review old policies, list down drawbacks, collection of feedback. Perfect. She did all the ones that you were talking about, Swajay, and she also did something over and beyond. इसके अलावा और कुछ किया, which is what we're going to talk about. She did a research, which is point 1. Review old policies, which is also done in point 1. List down drawbacks. In her FAQ, she wrote down all the questions. Collection of feedback, she got the finance team, payroll team into a meet, and then she collected the feedback. Filal, whatever that you mentioned is covered. Good job, Sujay. But what she did was she did something over and beyond. अभी देखेंगे क्या किया. Can she stop here? She's done the FAQs. Is the knowledge spread across to everybody? No. How can she ensure that everybody is aware of it? Is the $1 million question. What she did was Abhi jaake give the HR team members a week's time to read through the policy, and then after we'll conduct a quiz. Now, policy documents, everything is there in a repository. She's not talking about let's be on the same page booklet. जो policies है वो देख लो, पढ़ लो आप. एक quiz conduct करूंगी after a week's time. So be prepared. So the entire HR team, it's a fun way of doing it. It is not like if you don't clear the quiz, you will be put under bars. No, it is more like a very friendly, let's have fun, let's learn through a fun way, and we will form groups. And then she made two groups, two people in each group, so there are 5 teams. So thereby they work together, they answer each other's questions. So she said, I'm going to give you a week's time, the next Monday we're going to catch up together, and then we're going to have a quiz. So kya kiya, all the people were so enthused, so they all started working together, and then they started trying to get answers. They were reaching out the payroll team, they were reaching out the finance team, they were trying to get the answers within themselves. So they were all completely involved in that particular activity. Then after a week conducted a quiz, and thereafter provided the right answers with explanation to each one of the question. She conducted a quiz, and most of these people had already done their homework, so they all got the right answers, but they of course did not know the right answer for all of it. So thereby this was time for her to go back and explain why is this policy, what does it mean when they say leave encashment. Leave encashment is on basic, or is it on DA, basic plus DA, or is it on the gross, or is it on the CTC? When somebody has to pay back during the notice period, say for example 30 days is what I need to serve, but I have served only for 20 days, और 10 दिन का जो notice मैंने serve नहीं किया है, I need to pay back to the company. Should I pay back on the basic? Should I pay back on the basic plus DA? Should I pay back on the gross, on the CTC? बहुत सारा confusion होता है ना. So all this clarity is what she sat down and explained to everybody. Alright? So अभी clarity हो चुका है. But is everybody are they still on the same page? Not really. So वो क्या किया? Next, shared the document with all the HR team members. जो let's be on the same page जो booklet किया था, that she shared it with the entire HR team, and she said, let's prepare one more, I'm going to have a test conducted. Please prepare. In the next 1 week, we'll have one more test. And thereafter, in a week's time, a quiz was conducted, a test was conducted, and everyone were on the same page. By now, everybody knew all the policies inside out, and everybody was good to go. Right? Uske baad, she didn't stop it there. Now, HR team is all good, payroll is too good, finance is good, the HR head is good, but does it stop there? Policies are for whom? It is for all the employees. Till such time it reaches all the employees, its job incomplete. So what she did was, each HR team member conducted a policy education session to all their operation team members. So the job was that the HR team member goes, conducts this session to all the employees. ये बोला तो ऐसे होता है, ऐसे होता है. If you do not complete the notice period, इतना deduct होता है. If you have a leave balance, ऐसे pay होता है. If you work for 31 days, ऐसे calculate होता है. If you work for 26 days, if there's a loss of pay, all the explanations were given by these HR team. Right now they were very confident, they knew what to speak, so they were very well prepared. जाके वो explanation दिया. They shared the document with all the operations team members. Oh, let's be on the same page. All the employees of the organizations को भेजा, all the 1,000 employees को. The document was circulated. This document was also on the intranet. अगर मुझे कोई doubt है, मैं जाके intranet में जाके देख सकता था. So thereby this document was already available. ये चीज़ जो बोलना है next, I'll explain this to you in the next slide. It was a version control document, so anyone could access the latest file. Remember guys, there's something called as a version control. This is very important for you to know at this particular point of time. If you don't know, I'm going to explain about version control in the next slide. Each one of the documents in a corporate is all version controlled. This was a version control document. I'm going to explain that. The new head was applauded for her initiative for getting everyone on the same page. So it was a kudos job done. It took roughly around 5 to 6 months for this entire exercise. For any change to bring in, it's not so easy. ये HR head पूरा change लेके आई, and it was a commendable job because all 1,000 employees were on the same page. Isn't it a phenomenal job? It is nothing about knowledge management. कैसे knowledge को she understood, got other heads to understand, got the team to understand, got the teams to explain to the entire organization, got the repository of the information in the intranet, got everybody to go and view it. Isn't it a beautiful thing? That's about knowledge management. और मैं बोल रहा था वर्जन कंट्रोल क्या है. वर्जन कंट्रोल एक डॉक्यूमेंट होता है. डॉक्यूमेंट version control is a way of making sure you know which is the current iteration of a document. एक पॉलिसी करते हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दैट पॉलिसी वो फाइनल अप्रूवल से पहले बहुत सारा चेंजेस होता है, राइट? So when I say for example I'm working on a policy document, leave policy document, when I send it to my boss, I send it as version 0.1, send it, and then my boss says make these changes. I get it back, I make all the changes and then send it as 0.2. Then boss says make more changes, 0.3, 0.4. So because there are so many ups and downs, I need to document each one of it. Otherwise, बाद में if somebody says show me what is the first document, I wouldn't have it. So that's one of the reasons why version control is important. Version control is also important because you know everyone is working on the same version. Let's assume that there are 4 versions. The latest version is say 1.4. There are changes that's happened, but let's assume that everybody is looking at 1.3. क्या होता है? Problem होता है because these are all not version control. The moment there's a version control, you know that version 1.4 is the latest one. It is all saved in the same repository. So I know that version 1.4 is the latest version. So everybody uses the same version. So version control is important because you know everyone is working from the same version of a document. Look at the third point. Imagine the hours lost if someone on your team was working from out of the data requirements. For example, everybody is working on 1.4. I have not numbered it. Some people are following this, some people are following this, some people are following this. क्या होता है? All of them will understand data or the policies differently. So पोपट हो जाता है ना. So that's why version control is important, so that everybody follows the latest version. Simple. How does version control happen? Like this. Versions it starts with 0.1. Any changes 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 ऐसे होता है until the document is approved. The moment the document is approved, it will change to version 1.0. जब तक वो डॉक्यूमेंट अप्रूव नहीं है 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 ऐसे चलता है वर्जन कंट्रोल. द मोमेंट इट इज अप्रूव्ड इट गोस एज 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, right? Subsequently edited, look at the last point, subsequently edited versions become 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, I know 1.15 and all this thing. 15 times it got edited after the approval. The policy, there were a few changes that was happening. 1.15 तक गया था. However, if there's a major change in the policy, then it becomes version 2, 2.0. Then it becomes 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Major change 3, 3.1, 3.2. Right? So that is how version control happens. I hope that gives you clarity on version control. So whenever you save any document from now on, Excel document होगा, Word document होगा, PPT होगा, please start maintaining the version control. क्योंकि आपको जब काम पे जाएंगे ना, आपको आदत सी हो चुका होगा. So that you will start doing the version control. During your interviews, guys, please talk about your version control. अभी जो सीखा आपने, talk about how you manage your documents, how you manage your files. You always version control it. Your interviewers will be surprised to know that you know version control, and they will ask you questions. So if you can answer, this is how I do it, they'll be quite impressed. All right. So that's on version control. Now I'm going to move on to the second case study. Case study 2, guys. In case if there are any questions that you have, please feel free to ask me. Don't have to wait till the last. Okay. Case study 2. I hope you found the case study 1 interesting. It's very, very close to me because I was there when the case study 1 happened. I saw things changing, and it was a lovely experience for me. The way knowledge management helped the organization transform the capacity of knowledge that each one of us had. So it was a lovely experience for me. Case study 2, again a real-time case study, लेकिन I have not seen it. This is with American Express, Amex. Retirement issue is one of lost knowledge, right? If कोई retire होके गया तो knowledge तो lost होगा. What happens when retirees leave the office taking years of experience and know-how right along with them? Businesses lose all of that knowledge? True है ना? Which was a similar experience that American experience also faced. जो लोग रिटायर होके जाते हैं 58 ईयर्स में 30-35 ईयर्स सर्विस करके जो नॉलेज है वो भी लेके जाते हैं. However, they came up with a solution क्योंकि they didn't want to lose out on the knowledge. What could be the solution to tackle such an issue? Guys, please think through. Swajay and the rest of you who are around, think through क्या कर सकता है इस situation में to ensure that the knowledge is transferred to the rest of them. Do let me know. Leave it on your chat window, guys. I'll wait for another minute and a half. Any thoughts? Seems very simple, seems very basic. Lekin, it is not that basic. Well, everybody would think of one answer, but उसमें काम नहीं चलेगा. I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. All right, let me try this out. Now, what many of them would say in this particular case study is, let there be a knowledge transfer. Let the seniors, before they get retired, train the younger ones. That was what typically people will say. But you know what happens when they do that? मुझे क्यों करना है, मेरा काम इतना है, उसके अलावा यू आर गिविंग मी एडिशनल टास्क. आई एम ऑलरेडी 58-60 ईयर्स ओल्ड एंड मेरा जो काम है वो छोड़ के मैं ये भी करना पड़ेगा. मुझे नहीं चाहिए सभी, मुझे ट्रांसफ़र करना ही नहीं है. Is what the thought process of somebody who's retiring at the age of 60 years. Of course, because they do not want to really slog. They are at the fag end of their retirement, and that's how human tendencies are. What did Amex do? Through a pilot program. By pilot means the initial program. Amex created a workforce transformation group that would allow retiring participants to gradually give up some of their day-to-day responsibility. पहले एक चीज़ वो किया Amex ने कि आप लोग जो रोज़ में करते हैं, हर रोज़ करते हैं, उसमें थोड़ा रिमूव कर दो, तो क्योंकि आपका बैंडविड्थ इंक्रीज होगा, आप थोड़ा फ्री होंगे, राइट. सो स्लोली गिव इट अवे. किसको देंगे? आप कोई एम्प्लॉय को देंगे. देयर बाय आप जब रहेंगे कंपनी में तब भी आप काम दे रहे, उनको कुछ डाउट्स है तो आप उनको सिखा सकते हैं, राइट. सो दे आर रिड्यूसिंग द वर्क व्हाइल दे आर वर्किंग. Normally what people do is they wait till the nth minute. I've seen it in some of the companies that I've worked. Till the 60th, the last working day, they do what they're supposed to do. There's no KT. And where does the KT happen? In a document. And there's no training that happens. So here, very brilliantly, 1 year before you leave, start delegating the task of yours. 6 months before you leave, start delegating the task. काम देते रहो so that you are going to free your bandwidth. That's number one task that they did. And written, the employees would spend some of this time mentoring and teaching classes to successors. आपका काम कम हो चुका है, अभी successors है ना, उन लोगों को mentor करो, train करो, उनके साथ बैठ के उनको सिखाओ. These are few things that Amex requested all their retiring employees to do. This resulted in a phased retirement, allowing employees to leave gradually and enjoy more time while still enjoying their previous salary and regular benefits. जब तक आप रिटायर होंगे आपको फुल सैलरी मिलेगा, आपका काम कम हुआ है लेकिन ट्रेन कर रहे हो इसीलिए आपको फुल सैलरी मिलेगा. आपका रिटायरमेंट होने के बाद भी आप नॉलेज ट्रांसफर कर सकते हो लेकिन आपको पार्शियल सैलरी मिलेगा. दैट्स व्हाट Amex did. We will not pay you the full salary after your retirement. If you still want to do the knowledge transfer, please continue to do it. We'll pay you partial salary, but in your retirement day, we'll pay you the entire salary. Isn't that a great offer for the retired? Well, people don't want to retire, they don't want to sit home idle, most of them. Some of them would want to enjoy it. The ones who want to come back to office, work for a short while, give the knowledge transfer, those are the ones who picked up this opportunity and started continuing the knowledge transfer. This also meant that some employees stayed a year or more past traditional retirement age. 58 तक, 59 तक they continue, 60 तक continue किया. Amex believes this program is a success, allowing senior employees to enjoy their last years of work in a reduced capacity, as well as educating the existing workforce for future success. Isn't that a great opportunity? I would love to work for an organization where before retirement I need to work lesser. Normally वैसे नहीं होता है. आई हैव सीन इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वैसे बिल्कुल नहीं होता है. यू आर मेड टू वर्क योर slog it out till their last day. All right. So these are organizations through which we learn a lot. These are ways through which we can convert a very it's a very simple solution to a complicated issue. Otherwise people really keep wondering what to do. Always one thing that we need to do is we need to think from the shoes of the employee. ये किया तो employee को benefit होगा. If the organization starts thinking from an employee's viewpoint, that is when the employee will buy in for any of these thoughts, any of these suggestions. When the organization looks at profit as the motive and looks at it only from the profitability standpoint, like I said, most organizations says till the 60th day you got to work. आपको काम करना ही पड़ेगा. जो knowledge transfer है document में डाल के भेज दो. The organization who wants profit does that. They do not really they're not really planning for a great succession planning. They're not planning for a great qualitative performance, and thereby their performance is of course going to differ, right? Amex was an organization who thought completely different, and that is why their performance levels really increase. If anybody has an Amex card, you'll vouch for me, their customer service is top notch. When I call up a customer care for an Amex credit card, the way they treat me, I feel so privileged. I feel so they make me feel that I'm the best customer for them and I've really done a lot of good things for them. So that is how Amex is. They really treat their employees like their own. Right? These organizations who think from an employee standpoint of view, that is what makes a difference. All right. So we have done two case studies today. One, the Amex that we did just now. The first one is something that's very close to my heart. Friends, in case if you have not viewed it, go back and view it. Just one moment. Bharat, hi. Long time, Bharat. Hope you're doing good. How one can get at younger age to know how the corporate business works. Bharat, easy है. Spend time with a lot of tenured folks. आपका senior जो होते हैं, आपका elder brothers जो होते हैं, spend a lot of time. When you spend time with people who are seniors, of course you learn the politics of the business and so on and so forth, but you'll also understand the pros and cons. When you're spending time with your elders, seniors, try and talk a lot about business, because you'll understand the business knowledge. Number one. Number two, whenever you get an opportunity, be willing to do internship. I just got one of the profiles. I was hiring for my company, and I got one of the profiles where this individual has done internship in 4 different companies. And out of curiosity, because normally they do it for 2 companies as per the norms, but this person has done it for 4. I picked up the phone and then spoke to this individual, and what he had to say is, it's out of curiosity. I really wanted to learn. I want to know different sectors. So I said, I'm not going to charge you anything, or I want to work for free. got the written permission from the college and went and did the internship. So there are companies who would love to have you as interns. Go there, learn whatever that is possible from any company. Look at which are the verticals that you would want to go to. Do you want to go to BFSI, banking and financial services, or do you want to work in a telecom, or do you want to work in a IT, BT, whichever that is. Define your scope of vertical that you would want to go into, and then try targeting. If you have friends who is working somewhere, get an appointment, go there, and you got to sell yourself that why you need to be hired. And the moment you get a job, all you're going to do is complete learning. Spend time with your boss, go for coffee breaks, ask them about business, write down a list of questions, keep learning. That's the best way that you can learn. Bharat, the best way of learning is through a practical way. Theory helps you, but practicality is going to really take you a long way, Bharat. All right, I hope that answers your question. All right. Any questions, Swajay, Bharat, others? If there's any questions too, leave a note there. In the meanwhile, I would want to thank you guys for being there, watching. And if you have learned anything new, I'm sure you have learned a lot of things new, because these are things that you normally don't get in a textbook. These are things that really you would not be able to learn it easily anywhere. These are things that will really help you enhance version control and how to manage knowledge management, stuff like that. If you've liked something here, if you learned something new, give it a thumbs up. All right, share this video because it's going to be beneficial to a lot of your friends. Do subscribe for this channel and follow me on the YouTube channel, and do subscribe for the Unacademy Plus program, and use my referral code so that you get the 10% off, which is Nitin PKR-4915. That's my referral code. All right, great, Bharat. Thank you. And guys, tomorrow is my last session on YouTube for the case studies. So looking forward to have you there. And 8:39 is the session. So we'll see you there tomorrow. For now, have a great dinner and a good night. Thank you. See you guys. See you, Bharat. See you, Swajay. See you tomorrow.